Impulse. We in the building. Blueprint Radio Podcast. Tuesdays, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Social commentary with the comedic twist. Breaking news, celebrity gossip, relationship issues, and everything in between. The Vision. Keli Green. Broadcasting live. Impulse Internet Radio. Live365.com. But on Facebook at Impulse Internet Radio. And of course on IG at the Blueprint Radio Show. Now sit back and be entertained. Cause in the building. Now, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. This is the Blueprint Radio Podcast. This is the beautiful Keli Green. I am Davizion, and we are here to entertain. How was your week? How is your quarantine? We want to know. We know that being out there under quarantine is a little rough, okay? You got your significant other really, really, really close, okay? Like right here. So naturally, no matter how much you love each other, Keli Green, sometimes you can possibly, maybe slightly irritate each other. What do you think? Why is such a sinister laugh, Keli Green?
I don't know.
Now, if you notice, we got a little blast from the past playing. And the reason why it's low is because I forgot to put on the Bluetooth. So unfortunately, I would say we had to do it again, but I won't make us do that again. But that is some of our music in our music catalog of the Blueprint Radio, aka We the Emoji, aka the Game Playing Podcast, aka a lot of things. And we have this blast from the past because we got a surprise for y'all. But I'm not going to tell you about it just yet. I love you, though. I love you. Keli Green, do you love all these wonderful people?
Yes, I do.
Really? Really? I see Coach. Coach is out there again in comment land. Now, of course, you're watching our new format right here on the Blueprint Radio Podcast, or possibly one of our personal lives or one of our pages. Again, please share. That's the only way we're growing. It doesn't cost you anything. Just a little bit of ligament movement, okay? But if you just want to listen to us, if you don't want to look at this beautiful woman and this humongous troll, you can go to live365.com/impulse and you can just listen podcast style, okay? Mm-hmm. Sometimes the malefical, I cannot say that word.
Then don't try it.
You're right,
It's
sweetheart.
not necessary.
You're right, sweetheart. You're right. But you can just hear the tones of our voice and enjoy it that way. Mm-hmm. And when you're not listening to us, of course, you can listen to the playlist that we have. Just go over to our Wix site. You can go to our page right here. Go to our Wix site for Impulse Internet Radio, and you will be able to see all types of juicy tidbits and information. Now, we're going to get right down to it.
Let's get to the nitty gritty.
So, Keli Green, what's the first thing that's on everybody's mind right now?
Coronavirus.
It is? That's going on?
Yeah.
Yes, the coronavirus, okay? So the coronavirus, of course, has all of us locked down, okay? Mm-hmm. And it's making for very hard entertainment, okay? Because there's only so much I can binge watch. How about you?
Yeah. It's time to go outside. But you can't.
Now it's 12 feet.
Yeah.
Now people can cough outside, and if you run into it, Keli Green had a scary event. Please share with the people, Keli Green.
Oh my gosh.
You got
to. I was driving down the street and I had my windows down because it was pretty warm outside and I was feeling the music and everything. So what happened was this dude in front of me was smoking. and he blew the smoke out the car, and I swore it went into my car because I was right behind him, and I went into the smoke screen and it went into the truck. So I don't know if I have COVID in it.
Oh my goodness.
I'm scared. I'm so scared. But I made it through. I'm here. So we'll see how it goes. But I immediately took out my mouth spray, and I was spraying and drinking a ton of water, trying to get it down into my stomach so that my acids in my stomach can kill it. But yeah, it's weird how the mind thinks when things like this go on. So
wow,
it's all good. It's all good.
Wow. That is ill. In the words of Coach, that is ill, but I can understand the hysteria. And this is what happens when you're out of your routine. Keli Green recently had to go back into office. Again, we always let y'all know she is essential as well as I. But you appreciated that, right? Tell me what you tell them what you told me about it.
Oh, well, from all the hustle and bustle of the home life, I had to return back to work this week. So it's been pretty easy for me to hop back into that routine, and I needed that.
Okay.
But it does make me feel good, even though I'm, putting my life on the line.
Absolutely.
But it felt like some normalcy coming back.
Absolutely. And I think that's what everyone is kind of dealing with right now. Just the breakup of your routine. Having routine is really important, and we didn't even realize that. Even fly-by-night people have a routine.
A routine.
And when you get taken out of that routine, it's very difficult. Now, for me, I haven't had a hard time with it because I'm on end of days mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Lil Drip out there. But I'm on end of days mode. I'm on Walking Dead mode. So I'm looking to take care, get supplies, whatever the case may be ahead of the curve. So that's my routine now. So that's what I'm able to use to take care of anxiety, so to speak. Same thing with Keli Green. You just got to find your routine, whatever's good for you. Now, what I did like is all the DJs and comedians and celebrities that are really flocking to social media to not only keep their oh man, that's the surprise we had for y'all. So I got to let this surprise come in a little early. Hello. Hello. I hear something. Do y'all hear that? Does that sound familiar to you? You see that? You know who that is, people. You know who that is, people. That would be Lee Ice. Lee Ice, say what's up to the people.
People, what's up?
Oh,
What
man.
up?
Everybody doing?
Everybody's doing good. How are you, Lee Ice?
I'm maintaining, I'm quarantining, doing what I'm supposed to do.
Right.
How about y'all?
Same thing, Lee Ice, same thing. Now, as y'all know, Lee Ice, does a lot of elderly activities. So he's been on a cruise ship for the last 3 months. Nah, just kidding. You can. Now tell people where they can catch you now, Lee Ice.
Everybody, you can catch your boy on, you can catch me on Clear Productions Live. You can catch me on Tuesday nights at 7 and 9 p.m. I do my little sports thing,
What's it called, brother?
Boys, supporters,
What's it called?
It's called All In Sports.
Yes.
All in
Man.
sports.
You heard it. You heard what the man said. All in sports. And
All in sports.
from what I hear, brother, from what I hear, you go all in. That's just what I hear.
That's what we do. That's what I do, man. I go all in. What's going on with the Blueprint family? How y'all doing?
We're doing good. Staying quarantined, staying safe, keeping distances when necessary.
Heck
Getting
yeah.
on each other's nerves?
Oh, yes. Yes, most definitely.
Lee Ice, I'm tripping old people everywhere I go.
I'm
not-
man. You gotta help us old people out, man. We need your help.
You are not old. You are
We need
aged.
y'all support.
Lee Ice, first of all, you're aged, not old. That's the difference.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
There's age. That means there's wisdom. That means there's slight mold. You know, there's all types of things there, but it's still usable. And that's what we're going to say for you. But Lee Ice, go ahead.
I'm like that good drink. You know, you put it in a glass and you put 2 ice cubes on it, and then you pour whatever you want to drink over it, and you let it sit, and then you sip.
It always has to be an alcohol reference, doesn't it, Lee Ice? But please, y'all got to go over there and check them out. And you can always see the replays on, was it clearchannel.net? Clear Channel?
Clearproductions.live.
Clearproductions.live.
Yeah, you go see the man Hill over there, man. They got some pretty interesting shows. You would definitely, you know, come away with more than you came with. But you got to see your boy Lee Ice. You got to see your boy Big Ben over there. They get down in my favorite segment is get off my...
I know what you're going to say.
Get off my grass. Where Lee Ice tells you everything wrong with the world. Okay? Now, Lee Ice, before we go, we want you to stick around. We want you to stay around with the show, like for old time's sake. But we want you are on the front line. And I don't know if you mind sharing with the people. They're all family, so they don't mind.
Right.
You are on the front line in the food service area, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Grocery industry.
Grocery. Say that again, Lee Ice. The what?
Grocery industry.
You know what you said. But tell the people what it's like right now. Now, you know what it was like beforehand because there's a high population of food stamps around where you work. So is every day like the 1st and the 15th?
Man, I can't even describe what it's like, man. It's all I can say is it's like a damn movie, man. You go to work every day and you see people with masks on. You see the fear in their eyes. You see the worry. You know, you walk up on somebody, they walk up on you. You don't mean to do it. You just back up, you know, because of what you're being told through the media. It can be spread, you know.
Right.
You wash your hands, like 20 times every hour. And it's just lines out the ass, no toilet paper, no bread, no water.
Right.
It's like a movie, man.
Right. And something you said is very profound. The fear in people's eyes.
That's what gets to you mentally. When you see that every day for 8 hours, the fear.
Right.
It's not the mask. It's not, you know, it's not the empty shells. It's not none of that. It's the fear. When you see somebody eye to eye and you see the fear in their eyes, it plays on you mentally, man.
Wow.
I know it does to me.
Wow. And are you seeing, we know about the fear and everything else. Are we seeing any good out there? Are you seeing people still being human?
They're being human.
No zombies.
That's what you want to call it. But yeah, they're just reacting to, you know, what the media is telling them. So you can't really blame them. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
If you watch something every day or you listen to something every day and they're telling you need to do this or this is going to happen and the end result is death, then this is what you're going to get. You know?
Right.
You're going to see the fear. You're going to see the panic in people's eyes. And it's like I say, it's like a movie, man. Every day I go to work, it's like a movie.
Wow.
Because I see, you know, it really hurts me to see the elderly coming in because, you know, the panic in their eyes is the worst because the media is telling them it's going to attack them worse.
Right.
You know what I mean? But some elderly people, they got people to do their shopping for them and everything, which is great. But some of them, they got to do it themselves. And they come in there and, you know, and they move slow and you tell that they're so scared. I know you didn't just laugh.
Right. I'm sorry, because I just imagined that. That's funny with the nurse shoes
Don't
on.
laugh, man.
It's not, we have to find humor in it, Lee Ice. We gotta find humor in
When
it.
I see an elderly person, I go out of my way to help them. Is there anything? Do you need me to go get this? So they won't have to be walking around the whole store.
Lee Ice, you are better than me because I just go out of their way. So it's a little.
The ones that really get to me, the ones that you come in with a mask,
Right.
but then when they come and ask you something or where something is, or do you have, why in the hell do they take their mask off?
That mask come right off because it's uncomfortable.
It's hot.
It's a natural.
Don't look at me. Don't get mad at me because I back up from you. You know what I'm saying?
But you gotta.
Yeah, I hit him with a Barry Sanders move. Whoa.
Lee Ice be juking them. What you need, old person? What you need? Stop crossing them old people up, Lee Ice. But you gotta understand, that's an old person, so that's like baby boomer breath. They can't take that. They got to get some air in there, man. That's just nose hair and breath, man. You gotta. But I appreciate that, and that's what we need to do. We just can't let fear take our humanity. And these are the least of us need the most of us. So those people, if it wasn't for them, there would not be any us. So we got to remember that, and we can't just throw them to the side. We got to step up and try to help them.
They took care of us, and we need to take care of them.
Yes, they did.
You know?
They did. They did.
Take care of us. We need to take care of them, man.
Right. Right.
Point blank.
And I appreciate that. We don't want it to be somber. We just want you to understand what's going out there. There's still no toilet paper in the lower stores. You got to go to Walmart or Big Lots. Not even Big Lots.
Go to like these little sad like dollar stores they be having stuff.
Man, it's the toilet paper man out in the alley. He got you, but it's a hell of a markup, bro. It's a hell of a markup. Now, Lee Ice, what's good, people? And Lee Ice, you got time to hang out with us? We know you got something to do in an hour.
I always got some time for y'all. Y'all family.
Oh man, I love it. Lee Ice gonna hang out with us. Well, one of Lee Ice's favorite people, Meek Mill, is teaming up with Michael Rubin, Kevin Hart, and Justin Bieber's, and Magic Johnson. And they're doing the All In Challenge. And what they're trying to do is raise money for coronavirus research, relief, and awareness. So that's pretty good. They're just not sitting in there looking ashy. They're actually going out there and trying to create some awareness, not just kind of hanging out and being bored on social media like some of them.
Okay.
They're actually doing something, right? Lee Ice, what do you feel about that?
That's great, man. I mean, they got to, I don't have any problems with it.
All right, that's good.
That's great.
I mean, do something positive, especially Kevin Hart and the rest of them. They're positive people for the most part. Meek hasn't gotten into trouble for a couple of years, so I'm leaving them alone. And, I think something needs to be done. They can use their social media presence, not just to make money for themselves, but to actually help those less fortunate than other people. Now, even though it's a slow news cycle, y'all, Keli Green and Lee Ice, there's still stuff going out there. Now, on Easter Sunday, Diddy was on live. Sunday. Diddy was on live with his sons, and Lizzo chimed in. And they were trying to have a positive Easter Sunday moment, and Lizzo started twerking. Twerking. And in the words of Lee Ice, her ass was as big as a giant clam. And it was just pop. Going to the screen. But what got me was Lizzo got really thirsty over Quincy. Lizzo was trying to get at Quincy on the live. Keli Green, do you think that's thirsty?
I have to see it. I didn't get a chance to look at it, but I need to see if the thirst is real.
Right, like Lee Ice, a woman, jumps in on your live. Is talking to you, y'all going back and forth, you have to tell her to stop twerking. And then the next thing she do is say, hey, send your son over. And proceeds to talk to him and say, hey, let's act like nobody's here. What you like about this, what you like about that.
Oh.
Is that a little thirsty?
That's a little bit.
That's a little thirsty, right?
It's a little bit, yeah.
Really, man? Are y'all surprised by that?
Well, not after that thong at the Lakers.
Surprised by Lizzo doing that and saying stuff like that?
Not after that thong on the Lakers game.
Is that really a big deal?
It's a lot of big things there, Lee Ice. But we're going to move on from Lizzo's ass. And Future is having another, Russell Wilson is having another baby. Or having a baby, right?
Yeah, a boy.
All right. Philip Michael Thomas. He looked like Johnny Mathis. So Russell Wilson looked like a young Johnny Mathis. And I'm not saying how he looks. They are Keli Green? Okay, that's good. Do you know the name yet?
No, they just found out it's a boy.
Future the 15th. I don't know. I think that might be Future's baby. Russell.
They gotta name him Russ.
You the sports man. Russell
More
looks
than
soft.
likely, it'll be Russell.
Man, Russ, man.
He got a low sperm count. But
This is the second one, right?
is it the second one?
Yes.
Child together.
We don't know about that first one.
Yes.
Is
The
that
first one is Future, baby Future, and the second child is
Yeah.
the little girl, and then now it's a boy.
Russell loves.
Him and her. This is
Sierra.
their child
It's
together.
their second child together.
That's third.
Well, they haven't had a child together, right?
Yes, they
I
have.
keep saying
This is their second child
And
together.
Russell named his son Future.
No.
Oh, okay.
They have.
I was
baby-
confused here, people.
They have baby Future.
Future letting.
Then they
Okay.
have a girl,
Okay.
and then now they're having a boy.
Okay. Well, if that girl don't look like electrical tape, then that is Russell's daughter. Then I will go ahead and say that.
Yes, it's
Okay.
Russell's daughter.
Okay, Russell. Well, congratulations to the both of them. I'm happy for both. I'm actually happy for Sierra. You see what a good man can do to you. You know what I mean? Do
No,
for you. Huh?
no.
Sierra was running around there doing all types of
She
things.
was, and he was being accused of being homosexual.
Who? Future or Russell?
Russell,
So that's-
she was supposed to be
Oh,
his beard.
Lee Ice. Is that his beard?
Man,
So for the longest time,
I hate on Russ because
You look like
I
Johnny
just hate
Mathis.
on Russ because of how he look, and he doesn't carry himself thuggish and rough and all of that.
Okay.
You know, Russ
Okay.
a cool dude, man.
So because he's Negro light, people tend to.
no. They just think
People
he's
tend to-
soft. They just
people
think he's soft.
Okay. Shout out to Miss Neva, Mrs. T, and Mr. T. They are definitely watching. Shout out to ATA and Big Ben. Everybody's out there in Cyberland. Now also, Nicki Minaj and the Dude of the Week are done. That's the rumor. And if they are in
What do you
fact
mean,
done,
dude of the week? That's
No.
her husband.
like this week, that's her husband. She had a lot of husbands. Meek was her husband. Drake always talking about her butt in 16 songs.
No, she just got married.
I know. But they're supposedly on the outs, Lee Ice.
It's from all this, from this quarantine. They found out who they really are.
Well, it's been a little iffy. They got into a screaming match with Meek in a clothing store. They got into a little tiff down in Trinidad during Carnival, where a guy put his hand around Nicki, and my man just. But that's if you're not Trini, I'm on his side about that. Where you put your hand around my piece, you know what I mean. I got to let you know I'm there, So I don't know. I mean, if
Keli Green said they found out who they really are when you spend more than 3 hours or 4 hours with someone. You find out what they really are.
my man still live like he in jail. Like for Christmas, he got her like 17 ramen noodle packs. And he didn't understand why she didn't understand it. He was like, do you know how many cigarettes I can get for this? You know how many TVs and how much weed I can get for this lockdown? Then he looked at him like, that's rough, man. That's rough. It's rough for rappers all around because Haha Mayweather, the daughter of Lee Ice's favorite athlete of all time, is facing 99 years for stabbing up NBA young boy never broke YNB Melly's piece.
Who did she stab?
NBA young boy's thought. One of them, anyway. He stabbed her. She stabbed him. But if you saw her mugshot, it looked like he stabbed her. But she stabbed her.
She stabbed her.
Yes, he stabbed his girlfriend, basically. Or really not his girlfriend. You know how they go now, Lee Ice.
Right.
Now, Keli Green.
Hmm?
Tell the people about this one. You got to.
Why? I mean, it's pretty much done. She stabbed somebody and...
Lee Ice, conspiracy theory. Is her father going to get her off?
Who, Floyd?
Yeah.
He ain't gonna be able to read her papers.
How you gonna get her off? He can't even spell off.
O-F.
Oh,
Floyd looked at his contract and was like, I know some of these words. I know some of these words. Okay. Yeah, that's rough, man. But we followed that saga for a while, haven't we?
Who?
She flattened his tires. They had a kind of Instagram fight, I guess, where he called Floyd all types of bitches and all kinds of things and told him to come see him. So this is rough for dads. What do you do when your daughter's stupid?
There's nothing you can do.
It's bad enough Floyd's her father, but she got acting like that. So.
Well, if she get off, at least he'll spank her with a Gucci belt. Keli Green, what do you think? Keli Green don't want to talk about it. All right. So again, that's crazy. Playboy Cardi, last celebrity news. Playboy Cardi was arrested. This was back in April 3rd. And it wasn't the fact that he was arrested because he posted bond like that same day. It was the fact that the audio came out of the arrest where he's telling the cop he would bang his daughter. Asking him, was his wife hot? Told him, F this car, I can buy another one. While having guns, dope, and other hood-related paraphernalia in the car.
Playboy Cardi?
Playboy Cardi. Boy with the I. Lee Ice, we know how you love the younger generation.
And unfortunately, I don't even know who this fool is. So.
Shout out to April Cole.
Cardi sounds like a former WWF champion.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Quick note, I not to know who or what religion you follow, don't go to any meeting halls, okay? A lot of these pastors who are telling people come to church, the Lord gonna bless you, they dying. One pastor was just doing drive-up church. I would love to see what that looked like though. But he passed away too. I think Joel Osteen got it. You know what it is. Joel Osteen had a huge online service on Easter Sunday. Tyler Perry was there. Everybody was there. Everybody was there. So I think he got it. But please, y'all, come on. Y'all got to cut it out. I'm seeing videos of cookouts. I'm seeing young people having birthday parties and this, that. You're not taking it seriously. Stay your butt at home.
Stay home, people.
I don't think we're going to get rid of this in this country quick because these people, they just can't follow directions. They want to do what they want to do, and I see it. Like I said, I see it every day. I see the same people in the store every day. You couldn't get what you getting today, yesterday, or the day before. You gotta come in here every day. You know, it's sad because some people, a lot of customers, they just want to come in and talk.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They just want to talk to you.
They just want some contact. It's tough.
Yeah.
Like I would suggest to people, and we've been suggesting to people, FaceTime your people. Have some FaceTime or Facebook chats, download Zoom, Skype, whatever you got to do. If you can't get that person-to-person contact, at least have that face-to-face contact. It does a little bit more than just a phone call sometimes. Or a like, or share on social media, or a retweet. All right? So before we get into the rest of the show, we're going to this is the rest of the show. We're going to get into Keli's green tea. Her thought of the day, okay? She got something to say to y'all, so y'all, please listen. Keli Green.
Take it away. Yes. So, I've been surfing the net and been on Facebook and Instagram and all these different social medias and platforms, and I've been seeing that the women have been getting a lot of flack for not having their nails done and hair done and makeup on point and things of that nature. But what about you fellas? I've seen a lot of y'all woofing out here, no haircut, no shape up, beard and mustache looking a mess. Everything. And I just wanted to know, how come y'all ain't shaping yourselves up? You don't know how to manscape and do all that stuff for yourself? We can't go and do our nails ourselves. But you got to go to the barbershop every 2 weeks. Barbershop closed. What you going to do? What have y'all been doing? What you going to do? I'd like to see.
Kelly Green told y'all. Kelly Green said it. I can't. Y'all out here looking bad, son.
Everybody's wolfing. It's like,
They out
wow.
here looking bad, bro. Look at Kelly.
Well, your boy, I can't grow a real beard, so I'm always having like a little baby face, fat jaws, whatever. So
He just said fat jaws. He said,
So I ain't gonna be woofing because I don't have nothing to woof.
No.
And I'll throw a hat on in a minute. I got 50 million hats, so I'll be alright.
So you stay covered up.
Yes.
So I'd like to know what a lot of other fellas are
Some people
doing.
that need the haircut and they wolf for 3 days, they looking like,
Yes.
werewolf and all that. I feel for them, but
Ooh.
me and my
Some of
son-
y'all look rough. Some of y'all need your Beijings and your, I don't know, 5 minute, what is that, miracle hair color?
some Crisco and some pit bull puppy ball hair or something. Have y'all seen the pictures of Puffy, Kevin Hart, and DJ Khaled?
Yes, they look a mess.
Oh, you said Puffy?
Yes.
Oh my God! Finally, he even showed his gray after 20-something years. He finally let his gray show. Cause you know when Puff came out, he had the little gray joints in his head.
Yeah.
It just like disappeared.
Yeah. Well, we know Puffy lied about his age. Puffy's 72.
He is 72. He's a boomer. Puffy's a boomer. He lying.
But what's funny, the funny one, Kevin Hart really looked old, but DJ Khaled went from we the best to Mary, help yourself. What would you like with that Slurpee?
I hope this isn't a racist statement that I'm about to make.
I'm sure it is, but please do.
The famous white people, man, when they show them without makeup, they look so pale now. Have y'all know anybody?
Yes, they're pale, they're old looking and hairy.
Not all of them.
Yes.
A lot of them.
Not all of them are simian. Or-
Some of them are urine color.
oh. He said y'all look like bio.
Like urine. But family, I have to get out of here.
All right, Lee Ice, it's been great, brother.
It's been good.
Hey, shout out
Call y'all next week.
what's popping at 9 o'clock real quick, Lee Ice, before you leave.
Shout out All In Sports, the 9 o'clock edition.
Lee Ice.
www.clearproduction.live. Check us out. You can check us out on the replay on Saturdays, or you can just go anytime. Check us out in the archives. So check your boy out.
And if you view it, Lee Ice will DM you a picture of his left nipple. All right, Lee Ice.
All right, fam. Y'all take care.
You too,
Thank
player.
you.
Love y'all.
All right.
Love you too. Bye.
All right, y'all. That was Lee Ice, a blast from the pizzazz. Now, of course, you can see the number 301-557-0171. If you feel you want to call in, talk about a subject, call in. We don't mind. Now, we want to talk about something. I want to talk about something, Kelly.
What
Green.
you want to talk about?
Now, I'm not a NASCAR fan. I don't think you're a NASCAR fan. But Kyle Lawson, who is part Japanese, by the way, not that race matters to me because clearly I'm a box of Skittles. However, this is relevant because he was caught, again, the live streaming that's been going on. He was Twitch or live streaming a video race, and he was caught calling somebody the N-word. And not like, what's up, my N-word, or how you doing, my N-word. The straight, like, down south roots, Rosewood, American History X N-word. And you could see he was doing it to provoke the person that he was talking to. Now, I do have audio of it. It may be hard for y'all to hear it, but I want y'all to kind of hear it because the other guy kind of went off. You could tell he was talking to other black people.
You don't hear me at all. I can see it. You can't hear me? Hey, nigger.
Bitch, you bitch, shut your fucking whole ass up, bitch. Ain't no talk about your fucking goddamn kryptonite. Motherfucker, see your Shut your fucking mouth, bitch. Little fucking PV, you want some blood? What the fuck you mean, water, hoe? Shut the fuck up and get the fuck out of here. Bitch, you make me get the fuck out of here. Get off your fucking plate. Hey, yo, get my asshole.
You can't hear me? Hey, nigga.
Yeah, fuck you, hoe.
Kyle, you're talking to everyone, but... Yeah, we heard that.
Now you hear that at the end? That was the sound of him losing his entire bag. Now that's crazy, isn't it? Kelly Green. What do you think about that?
I think that's a bunch of mess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mess in terms of what he said, or mess
Yeah.
in terms of just what's going on?
All of it.
Okay.
It was a bunch of mess. And I don't know why he even said that. I think he was trying to get a rise out of somebody. I don't know what that was for.
Well, he was definitely trying to piss the guy off. And you could tell that's what it was. It was to, and again, we have young children or younger generation children. So we hear, they all do play the online games, and we hear them interact with each other. So they say stuff back and forth and try to kind of throw the other person off their game, so forth and so on. But, you know, right there, he knew what he was doing. That wasn't slip of the tongue, because he said it more than once. And he didn't stop until they said, hey, we can hear everything you're saying. And then he came out and did a halfway apology and, oh, I should never say that word, and I'm embarrassed and all that.
He wasn't embarrassed. He was embarrassed he got caught. He
Absolutely.
wasn't embarrassed for saying it. He was embarrassed he got caught, and everybody heard it. Yeah.
The world heard it.
Yeah.
He got fired from his racing team. A lot of his sponsors dropped him, but a few did keep him. I'm not going to mention them, give him any free press.
No.
Now, of course, they did the right PR thing. Shout out to Ms. Neem. But they did the PR thing. Hey, we think he just made a mistake. We feel he's sorry for it. And seeing that right there is just, that's crap to me. Now, they're going to drop off eventually because he ain't working. Now, he is still working with the T. He just won't be racing for a while. And after this dies down, they'll slide him back in there and everybody
Oh, yeah,
will
of course.
forget.
This ain't nobody going to remember.
No.
This coronavirus is way too more important than him calling somebody out their name.
Right.
In a rude way.
In a very rude way. In a very demeaning and destructive way.
Yeah.
You wanted that smoke, my man.
Yeah, that's ill.
And that's that bullshit.
Yeah.
Excuse my
Most
language.
Definitely.
And because that's that BS, y'all can look up the rest of the story if y'all want. I would definitely inundate, messages and things like that. Do not forget. We got to stop forgetting in this current political climate, this kind of stuff is allowed and applauded and laughed at. And we got to stop. If it's a small bit of racism, it's racism. Both sides. And we got to cut it out. Okay? We're people at the end of the day, not meat.
Not me.
Now, because that's such a BS story, that's going to take us right into That's That BS. And try to lighten it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what That's That BS is, but for those of you who are first tuning in for the first time, That's That BS is our portion of the show where we pick 3 stories, run them down to you, and you decide, the viewer, as well as the lovely Kelly Green, which one is the biggest bull. Okay? So going with the racist theme, I'm going to start with the first one. It's in China. They are barring African people from businesses.
Why?
Okay? Because they fear that they have the coronavirus.
Why?
In China.
That makes no sense at all.
No sense. They are barring them from hotels. They are barring them from food establishments. Basically, basic needs. All of a sudden, black people. And not to start any kind of racist stuff or whatever. But it came from China. And y'all have the audacity to try to put it off on, hey, I don't want no black man in here because you might give me the coronavirus. You gave the world the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Antarctica has the coronavirus. Polynesian Islands have the coronavirus. Iceland has the coronavirus. How dare you even think to try to put this off or isolate another ethnic group when it came from yours? Mm-hmm. Keli Green, please. Please.
I think it's a sad, sad, sad situation. I just can't believe they would do something like that.
There's a lot of things I don't believe, but that right there.
That's stupid.
Oh my God. Now, the McDonald's that was at the center of this, because McDonald's was the most high profile one. Some of the smaller places, they can do what they want apparently, and there's nothing you can do because that's their country, okay? And don't get me wrong, this ain't something overnight. If you look up China and the way they treat people of color, you'll be horrified. Everything from being second-class citizens to the comments about black movies and anything black. China just kind of hates it, which is wild because you make all the Jordans. But the McDonald's, which is in southern China, was at the center of it. But McDonald's Corporation did step in and close them down and said, no, that's not how we do it. Where we don't stand for those principles and we're not going to stand for it. And they have issued an apology. Now, that is not good enough to me. Okay. And what I did see, and I'm not an advocate of eye for an eye, but I definitely love this, was people in Africa, Kenya, and Uganda, and some of these places started putting Chinese nationals out. And this is how we're going to get the respect we deserve from China. Okay. Because even though China can make an iPhone for $12, they are very disrespectful to especially black people. So what you got to do is you got to put them out of your country. Okay, that money that they just freely give you comes with strings attached, and eventually it will lead to servitude for you and your people. Peep game. And trust me, this is not a position that leaders are going to do. It's the people are going to decide how hard and how swift the consequences for China will be. Because let me tell you something. A week ago, China was like, oh, we beat the coronavirus. They went back into lockdown. And, oh yeah, yesterday, now y'all can't eat cats and dogs. All right? So that's crazy. But that's story number one.
Oh, no.
Story number two. In Indonesia, people would not keep their tails in the house, Keli Green. People, they're not staying in the house in Indonesia. So you know what the Indonesian government has initiated? They are having people take turns dressing up as ghosts to scare people into the house at night.
Boo!
Boo! Ooh, wine and spirits. And it's not like this is like high-tech Japanese projections. These are literally people with bed sheets tied around themselves, walking the streets at night to scare people. Whoo! Get back in the house.
Zombies?
I made a question. Number one, how do you feel and what is your head like that you could be scared into a house
by somebody in the sheet?
By somebody in the sheet. Okay.
Well, I'm black, so people in sheets scare me.
Absolutely. Peep game. Anybody that grew up in or near the hood understands. At night,
you will wear a sheet? Oh, I'm out.
You see anything coming towards you, you go the other way first. Even if it's your mama. Okay? You walking at night, you hear someone call your name, you start to jog first. Hey, what's up? What's up? But you're already jogging just in case you gotta go. That's crazy, Keli Green. That's crazy, y'all.
That's crazy.
Last story. Malaysia wants women. This kind of goes on what Keli Green was talking about. Malaysia wants women to keep themselves up during this shut-in. They want you to clean the house. They want you to service your man. They want you to keep yourself clean because that will lower the stress of the males in the country.
What about the women?
Hey, man. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And where is this at again?
Malaysia.
Nah.
Malaysian.
Forget Malaysia.
Forget Malaysia?
Yeah.
I mean, but how do you feel about that?
I feel that's sexist.
It is. And the world felt that was sexist because it is sexist and they did apologize for that. So that's wild. But the fact that you would even put that out there and not really focus on the lady. But hey, we did have a caller earlier. If you want to call back in. The line is free now, okay? Of course, you can see the number right here.
Scrolling on.
Now, here's an honorary one real quick. Drug dealers are dressing up as delivery drivers, joggers, and nurses to sell heroin during the lockdown.
They
Genius.
gotta make their money somehow.
Because crime is down while y'all in the house.
I know.
Crime is down. The ozone layer coming back. Birds are flocking. I saw a dinosaur. People. It's obvious what we're doing to this earth. Which one, Kelly Green? Which one, people? What the hell is going on? I see Tay Grind out there, Mr. T. Which Tay Grind, let us know. Miss T, any one of our watchers, put it in the comments. Which one is the biggest BS? Kelly Green?
That one was pure ludicrous. The stupid one about the women having to Malaysia.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even though China was some BS, that goes a little further.
A different line.
Right. But between the ghost, which is hilarious.
That's stupid.
But telling
That's just
women,
stupid.
singling out your population and here's why it was stupid though. You're creating strife in close quarters. Yeah. You pissing the woman off and the man is over here like, oh, I don't know what to say. The ghost, Tay Grind says the ghost. Tay Grind says the ghost.
That is kind of.
Somewhere out there is Bear Farmer. And Bear Farmer normally lets us know what's what. So she will be out here somewhere soon. But I agree with you. I think the Malaysian one is messed up, but honorary mention is the ghost. Now, let's get into the relationship portion of our show. Keli Green actually came up with all the subjects this week. I tend to have a motor mouth. And so I want Keli Green to be more active in this because I know you want I know they want the female point of view a lot of times. I mean, however eloquent I am, I'm still a guy. So sometimes females want to hear from females, and sometimes guys want to hear from females. So Keli Green, you came up with, I wrote them down. I was listening once because we had a slight discussion about this, and that's why I want her to, be open and talk about it. Women are always in their feelings, Tay Grind. Well,
Thier. He spelled it wrong.
Yeah, that's all right. Y'all can see it's in the screen. Feelings. But communication, quality time, active listening, and don't be a dick.
Yeah.
So these were all subjects that Keli Green came up with. So Keli Green, you go ahead and you start with whichever one of those you want to start with, and I will actively listen and respond.
Okay. Don't be a dick.
Huh? Did you say?
Don't be one.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very easy to be a dick, though.
It is. You have to watch what you say and think about others' feelings when you act that way. So don't be a dick. It's just not cool. And it's rude. And it hurts the person that you love. So.
And a lot of times you're a dick in disguise.
You don't realize you're being a dick.
Because you can do everything. You can clean the house. You can go bring the groceries home. You can shovel snow. You can do all those things, all the while being a seething a-hole. So realize, and what you got to realize is being a jerk or being not present, kind of being off into your own. You can't use the actions or the things or the functions that you do for the household or for the family unit as an excuse to be that way. Actually being a dick is what you're not supposed to do. So everything else is a bonus. So I think a lot of times we get caught up in our day-to-day lives, especially now, and we don't realize that it's really important to still be open and be approachable by your mate. Because then they'll feel lonely, right? Interesting. Oh, it's a smile on your face. Okay, so communication.
Yeah, communication. Everybody knows communication is key. So sometimes, and this is a good time to reach out to your partner and just talk to them. Tell them what's going on. Tell them you might be scared. You might be terrified. They might be scared and terrified too. But you'll never know that if you don't communicate it to one another. Because it's a lot of stuff going on in the world. And everybody is feeling alone. Everybody is feeling the heartbreak. Everybody is feeling this world declining almost. So don't feel alone. You got communication with your partner, and it's good to express those feelings if you're having them. If you're not scared and you just feel it's something that's going to blow over, hey, maybe you can give insight to why you feel that way to your partner who may be scared.
Now, most people are going to kind of get into that rut. Most relationships where they're kind of like two ships passing. How do you address that with your partner without being aggressive or maybe argumentative? Or is that even possible? Does it have to be a blow up to kind of shake off what's been going on?
No, it doesn't have to be a blow up. Just like when I was telling you how I felt, I just came to you.
Right.
I just sat there and told you how I felt.
Now, you were building that up for a little while.
No.
Okay.
When I was telling you I was scared, and you was like, "Oh, don't worry, I got your back," and everything, and you told me some words of comfort to make me feel better. This was a couple of weeks ago, and so I appreciated it, but I still have my own feelings, and I expressed them to you.
Right.
About this whole thing. So.
Right. Shout out to Brian Green. Shout out to Tamara out there. I see y'all watching. Appreciate it. Please share the live, baby. Share the live. Share the show. We want to grow. We want to build, and we appreciate every one of y'all, man. And I appreciated that because I was slipping a little bit as far as, I was caught up in the day-to-day of this crisis here. And I didn't recognize that even though we talk about it every week and I try to do it, you still can fall short. And that doesn't mean you're less than a man. It doesn't mean that that's an admonishment on your job as the male or as the female, if that's the case. It just means that you got to tighten up. It's kind of like Family Matters for those old school people when Judy went upstairs and never came back down and 30 years later did porn. It told everybody on that show to tighten up. Because anybody can go upstairs and come down. And that's what I took from that. It was, you can tighten up in your relationship. You can always knock the dust out. There's always dust. There's always a little rust that comes on. It doesn't take long. You can put a piece of metal out in the rain, and in a day it'll start to rust. And your relationship is the same way. You got to knock the rust off. But you got to be willing to see the rust and not ignore it until it starts breaking apart and disintegrating. Catch the rust while it's bright orange, while it's fresh on there, and open yourself up for that criticism. Because and make sure you can actively listen, right? Because I had to actively listen. A lot of times we don't listen, even though we're right in your face, right in the face listening. We're not listening. We're just waiting for you to be quiet. Men and women. Because I got a point to tell, and I'm not listening to nothing you got to say, because until I hear what I want to hear, I'm not going to be happy. And that could be in a relationship or a friendship or a work relationship, something with your supervisor, whatever. We can be closed off to a resolution. And you got to think to yourself, when you're closed off to a resolution, that means you really don't want to resolve anything. You want that conflict. See what I'm saying? It's weird. And it's not consciously, it's just you want that conflict until you feel it's resolved, until you hear that apology or you hear those set of words. So in a sense, you're trying to control this person and control their happiness by holding it back until you get what you want. But you got to ask yourself, what do you want? You want to win, or do you want a happy relationship?
Right.
You want to be a petty victor, or you want to be a winner? A winner is a person who's gone through the trials and tribulations and got to a goal. The goal should be a wonderful, balanced, happy relationship. And like with anything, it's going to require work. Going to require work. So are you petty? We've both been petty at times. We know what it feels like. Not necessarily with each other, but with other people. We've been petty. I've been Tom petty. Okay? And the sad part of that is when you look back on that in a mature light, you're embarrassed. It embarrasses you. Because you set yourself up to win, but you really lost. in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Digging the Thank you, sir. You see my PlayStation shirt? This was a gift from Keli Green. Brian, my man Brian Green. You can catch him on any wrestling forum or comic forum. He noticed that. Keli Green bought me this shirt. Thank you, dear.
Yeah.
Love you for it. Thank
And
you.
This shirt, Bullets.
Thank you, brother.
Made by Flex God.
Oh, yeah. Please. Homegrown.
Homegrown.
Active during the coronavirus. Okay? You can see him on Instagram, Flex God. You can buy beats. You can buy shirts. You can buy used spoons. My man, he's a hustler. Okay, he's a businessman. He'll sell you whatever, whenever, however. Okay, except anything illegal, because we about big business here. But Flex God, FLEXXGOD, and you can see him. He does hoodies. He does thongs. He does one white sock, one purple sock, but somehow they're set, but it's fly. And he's young, so you know it's fly. Now the last topic, Keli Green, is we did active listening, quality time. We are extremely stressed and locked down right now. How can you maintain and achieve quality time?
It's always room to make quality time. Right now you're spending a lot of time together, but is it quality time?
Right.
Just because you're in the same room, in the same house, doesn't mean you're spending, what I say?
Fame.
I did?
Yes, but
But you made me lose my train of thought.
You was good. No, you're good. You got it. Just because you're in the same room.
Just because you're in the same room, house, it doesn't matter that you're together unless you're spending some quality time together. What I've noticed, I don't know if it's on purpose, but like when we are cooking, we spend time together. Just talking sometimes. I know when I'm working, when a clock comes and I spend time talking to you, I take that time out. And I was doing that before the coronavirus.
She was.
I make the time to just chat.
Okay.
Just see midday how your day is going.
True.
You know?
True.
If you're in the house together, you could even send a text. If one person upstairs and one person downstairs, start a conversation over text.
I like that.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
you
one,
can make a game.
and get away from each other.
Yeah.
Don't be right next to each other. One go, like you said, one go in a different room and y'all text like y'all are not together.
What you doing today? Nothing. I'm thinking about going to the living room. How about you?
And it don't have to be nasty. I mean, it doesn't have to not be nasty.
It doesn't have to not.
If you're consenting adults, but it doesn't have to. It can just be some silly stuff. It could be what you want to do later on, or what you want to do when this thing is finally lifted. It could be, just simple stuff. Simple stuff. But that's a great word, Keli Green, because a lot of people want to know. Right now, you can't do a lot of extravagant stuff. Really, your money is funny. You don't want to order anything. You want to kind of hold your money to see. Some of us might not be working. You're waiting on the stimulus. What are things in the house with no money, but with a lot of meaning besides what you had just said? That was a great suggestion. Give the ladies and the men some things they can do to spend quality time and create that quality time.
Oh my gosh, it's you have to be creative. Even if it's playing a board game, play a board game. If hey, it's tax season, do taxes together and laugh about them Jones and cry at the Jones at the same time. Right. I hate taxes, but it is that time, and thankfully we got an extension. But
that's not fun.
It's not fun. That's not fun.
That's not fun at all.
It isn't. Oh man, it's so many things you can do. I like listening to music and singing and everything.
The Alexa app. We love. That's a good one. Just play music. Turn the TV off, play some music, have an R&B contest on Do You Remember This Song? Maybe have the person go out of the room, tell Alexa what it is, and then come back in and boom, do you remember?
I remember one time where you and we played songs.
Yeah.
You played one song, and then I play a song, and you play, and it lasted forever. And we were just sitting there listening to music. We even danced. When's the last time you and your significant other got up and just danced? Whether it's slow dance, or if it's trap music, or hip hop, just dance together, sing together. Even if you can't, do something uplifting. Do something optimistic.
We played Truth, Dare, Consequences the other day.
Tuesday, that was terrible.
But it was funny at the same time. Because we ended up having deep conversations based upon that. And what you want to do with that is, and what I learned, is this is fun time. Don't talk about anything serious.
Yeah.
Schedule that time. Schedule that time when you're both ready, kids are asleep, fed, ate, whatever. Everything's been done, there's nothing on your mind. You schedule that time to have tough conversations. Whether, I got a problem with how you do this, or how you say this, or how you don't. Schedule that time so you're both open to it. But make sure it's not a bash session. Let's discuss it, and let's come to a resolution. It's not your side or my side, it's both of us.
It's both of us.
And that's where the sweet spot is. Right? That's what it feels, but you have to be creative. Okay? You have to be creative. And we tend to, like we talked about, people being habitual. Our bad habits become habitual. And we have said this before. Don't fight over a habit. Don't lose love over a habit. A habit is not you. A habit is something you have been doing for a long time. But you can break that, whether it's smoking, drinking, or being a dick. And there's a lot of female dicks out here, as well as male dicks. Okay? And I'm sorry to use crass language, but you sometimes have to call it what it is. Being a dick starts very small with a little side comment or a little quick retort. Then it becomes, really being nasty, and then it
unnecessary comments during what could otherwise be a good conversation.
A beautiful moment.
And just because you feel like being petty or saying something smart, it doesn't make it right. Think of how somebody would say that to you, and you were in a good mood or something, and y'all talking, and then you say something slick out your mouth.
Blow the shit out of you.
Yeah, it takes away. So just be mindful of that when you're talking to one another.
Absolutely.
Be mindful of the stuff that you say. It's okay to keep it real, but it's a way.
I can't say that other word, Tay Grind. I can't say that other word. But the dick is symbolic. Okay, it's D-I-K. I took a letter out of there. It's symbolic, and it's symbolic because you want to liken your negative parts of your personality to that. So you got to own your dick so you can change your dick and get rid of your dick. So you can have love, because that dick is getting in the way of the love. And dick gets in the way of a lot of stuff, but it's getting in the way. It's getting in the way. And you just, that is probably a big part of every conflict. It's just people not willing to be 100% open and not willing to be 100% vulnerable at that time. It's not a war. It's not that you're going to lose ground by being vulnerable. All you did was show your real self. That's not vulnerability. That's enlightenment. When you get to the point where you can 100% strip away all the BS and you can just be who you are for your partner, and then you also give your partner the okay and the vessel to be that for you, all that BS goes out the door. All the little pettiness goes out the door because now you're treating this person like you want to be treated.
Right.
So when you start being petty to them, it'll hurt. Because you're like, wow, why am I doing this? And then look at your motivation. Every action, look at the motivation. What's your motivation for that action? If the motivation isn't good, you shouldn't be doing it. Keli Green, this was a wonderful show.
Oh, okay.
I enjoyed spending time with you. What's your closing thoughts? Keep it equal.
Keep it equal.
What's your closing thought?
Keep it equal.
Okay, keep it equal. Take Ryan and Keli Green, keep it equal. I love
Quality time.
Quality time.
Communication.
Communication.
And what was the other one?
Active listening.
Active listening.
We didn't really get into that one.
Oh, okay. Well, real quick, sometimes you just want to vent. You don't need nobody to tell you what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. You just need an ear. I'm not asking for your, what's it called when somebody, advice. Yeah. Sometimes you're just not asking for advice. You just want to vent because you've had a rough day or something. So, with that being said, active listening.
Yeah, some of us have that fix-it mentality. I'm one of them.
Yeah.
I have that fix-it mentality. I just want to fix it and move on.
I just want to listen.
You just want to vent and to be listened to.
Listen to. I just want to listen to what you have to say. And if you want me to help you with it, I can offer my opinion and my advice. But for the most part, I want you to get it out. Vent.
Right.
Tell me what's on your mind.
Right.
Because I'm going to listen to you. And I'm going to tell you if you're right or if you're wrong.
And listening is different from tolerating. Don't tolerate the conversation.
No.
Appreciation. Appreciate. I wanted to say appreciate S, and I tried to appreciate it. Appreciate it. Because if, God forbid, rest in peace to everyone that has passed away from this coronavirus. And my heart goes out to any family or person that's dealing with a loss at this time, or even a sickness. Imagine what it would be like without your partner. Imagine what it would be like not to have them in your life no more. Whether they passed away, whether they moved on. And imagine your life without them. And if you truly love them, you will understand that. And when you really, really think about that, for those of you who have somebody who's passed on or have dealt with loss, that person probably had some bad habits. And if you truly cared about them, you would do anything just to see their bad habits. One more time.
Yep.
You don't want that type of regret for you and your mate. It's a real game. And it's win or lose. You can win it all or you can lose it all. How you do that? Treat people like you want to be treated. And don't be a... Had a good time though today. I hope y'all had a good time. We appreciate all the comments and the feedback on Facebook here. We will be on YouTube later on tonight. And of course, you can always listen to us on Live 365. But please comment, DM. You see the Blueprint Radio podcast page. If you're not a member of it, like it. We also do have the Blueprint Radio podcast group where group members can share stuff, talk back and forth, comment, meet each other. You can put your topics you would like us to discuss, stuff you would want to talk about, or just call in 301-557-0171 each and every Tuesday. 8 to 9 p.m. And we changed it 8 to 9 p.m. because we're going to be breaking up the show weekly. So you're going to be seeing more shows throughout the week. Okay? Now, after the coronavirus is over, I don't know. We'll have to adjust that a little bit. But in the meantime, a lot of people are DMing us, telling us they want more content. They want to see us on different nights. So we're going to oblige. But before we come on and then after we come on, don't forget, All In Sports. Go over see your boy Lee Ice, Big Ben. They're going to give you that good enough. That good enough. Good enough.
Thank you.
All right? So, thank you all. I had a great time with you. Keli Green had a great. Yeah, I tried to play it off. Keli Green called me. I deserved it. I deserved it. But we will see you maybe on Friday this week. If not, we will definitely see you back on Tuesday. So we will see you next week. This is the beautiful Kelly Green. I'm Davizion, the Blueprint Radio Podcast, broadcasting from Impulse Internet Radio.
We in the building. Blueprint Radio Podcast. Tuesdays, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Social commentary with the comedic twist. Breaking news, celebrity gossip, relationship issues, and everything in between. The Vision. Keli Green. Broadcasting live. Impulse Internet Radio. Live365.com. But on Facebook at Impulse Internet Radio. And of course on IG at the Blueprint Radio Show. Now sit back and be entertained. Cause